Okay, we're on video number 2 of my colorful quilting series. So far, you've seen how I changed the thread. Today, we're going to show you how I choose the thread color. Now, I'm doing the turtle block, and I have chosen greens. Now, the thread I'm using is the same as my bobbin thread, which is Glide Trilobal. It's polyester trilobal, so I've chosen 3 trilobals. They happen to be embroidery thread, but they are nevertheless the same type of thread that I have in the bobbin. These are 3 different shades of green. Now, I have to choose these, to choose the right thread, I have to determine what I want it to do. Do I want it to blend in, or do I want it to stand out? Me, personally, I would like it to blend in because I want to show the texture. There's so much going on in each block of this quilt that I think I need to just go for texture. The eye just can only handle so much after all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a blender. To do that, I take each thread off the spool and I lay it on the block. That one stands out a lot. And then this neon one, that actually blends fairly nice. And this emerald green, let's see how that does. That stands out. That's a little too dark. So the neon green is the winner. This neon green is going to be on this block. There's a lot of yellow in this block, and I think that this goes nicely. So I'm just going to go ahead and change this thread, and I'll be right back, and I'll do some quilting. Stay tuned. I want to point out something before I start quilting. A lot of people are having problems with wonkiness when they're quilting of the quilt. When they're done, they notice wonkiness. I use the bungee clips from Grace Company to keep this, because the fact that this is so thick and plush, I don't want it to be too tight, but I don't want it loose. And so I use these to keep things straight. And that way, as I go along, I can keep the back straight, and of course the quilt batting from getting, off. I keep my test piece, I've unclipped it for the most part, and I'm keeping this as straight as I possibly can, and the quilt straight on the frame, and that way I can keep everything smooth while I'm quilting. I'm not doing the borders just yet. I'm just working on these in the center, the blocks. So that's how I keep my back flat and straight. I use the side clips and the bungee clips on the beauty frame. So I hope that helps. As you can see, I'm using green thread in this area, but I've used many colors in this particular piece, some pink, some red, and yellow. So I try to match as best I can something that will be not so noticeable, but will bring out the texture of the piece. Here I'm just outlining the basic shapes, but I do get into some detail, especially in the flowers and on the actual gecko. I get into some real detail, and it really turned out nice. In future blocks, I do use rulers to help me navigate certain areas. and give it a more defined look. Here, as you can see, I'm using a pale blue thread. And as always, it's trilobal polyester. And I'm going to change to yellow for the face cheek. I think the paler yellow is best. It's less likely to show up. Whereas the gold, bring that over there. You can kind of see that it catches it more. So I think the pale is what I'm going to go with. And of course, it's still polyester trilobal, 40 weight. This happens to be Glide. This is polyester trilobal embroidery thread. So I'm going to use the Glide. And that is Lemon Ice. Now on to some curves with this yellow thread. The effect of going around these curves really makes the texture pop.